queens, and gentle Xenos, coming to you live from Rick Priestley's luxurious mansion. This is the #1 Tyranid shit show on the internet, the Creature Conference. And here is your host, Mr. Pink.
Fuck! Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Creature Conference. What is the Creature Conference, you say? Well, if the fact that we're starting, oh my god, almost half an hour late, and I just exploded a beer over my desk, and I don't even have my mic on. That should tell you what the Creature Conference is all about. We are the #1 Tyranid shit show on the internet, and we like all kinds of Xenos. So what we tend to do at the end of each year is we do what we call a Xenos year in review. We go over all the Xenos releases. Sorry. We go over all the Xenos releases that came out in that year, see what think of them, and yeah. And then also adding this year, which we didn't do last year, I don't think, is that we're going to go over some Xenos artists in the community who we discovered throughout this year, which is probably going to be the more interesting part of the Creature Conference, to be honest. But yeah, so make sure you hang around for that cool stuff. And I am joined by, I'm going to do it in the order I can see, co-hosts Flynnhammer. Want to say hello, Flynnhammer?
Hello.
Hello, Flynnhammer. Coming to us live from
the UK.
All right, there we go. That's the last time that's going to be important. Well, second last time it's going to be important. And then going clockwise to Simon, Mr. Hydra. Hello.
Good evening.
And where are you coming to us live from?
I'm coming live from Germany.
Germany. Coming on down to Symbio Joe. Symbio Joe, where are you coming live from? Hello.
I'm coming live from Franconia, which is part of Bavaria, which is part of Germany.
Some people have told me that Bavaria doesn't actually think it's part of Germany, but maybe we shouldn't get into that. Thank you for joining us tonight, Symbio, and coming all the way from Germany. And in my bottom corner, I have Marco, otherwise known as the one, the only High Fleet Moloch. Moloch, how are you doing?
Guten Abend. Ich sende aus Berlin.
I think the man said he's coming from Berlin.
Yes.
Ein Volksempfänger.
All right, so that is our hosts for this evening, but one more thing we need to do at the beginning of every Creature Conference, which we often forget, is we need to let you know which part of Rick Priestley's palatial mansion we're coming to you live from this week, because that's where we hang out. We just sneak around to different rooms of Rick Priestley's house. So Symbio, why don't you let people know what room of Rick Priestley's house we're coming to everyone live from this week?
We are coming from his record room and listening to some fine Christmas tunes.
Oh.
I like it. I like it. I also have not eaten very much today, and I may have enjoyed a Canadian cigarette, so I don't think my mic's picking up the snack sounds, but here we go.
Such a pro.
Yeah! Literally, half this beer exploded on my desk. The moment I was like, okay, let's go live, and then Marco's like, cheers. I'm like, wait, I gotta open my beer first. I open my beer. I'm like watching the screen,
was a prank, okay?
and then I'm like, wait, whoa! And it like totally, anyway. Today is my last day of work till the new year, so I'm partying hardy. All right. We're coming from the record room. Thank you, Symbio Joe. That is awesome. And
Because
also,
everybody's having a wonderful Christmas time and such.
yeah, that's the song we're listening to.
Speaking of records, have you guys ever heard of Whamageddon?
No.
Maybe?
Would you like to know
what?
more?
Is that the power metal band who does semi-Warhammer stuff?
No. So Whamageddon is basically, you know how every year you get your Christmas songs that always get played every year. So,
It's that damn Wham song.
Yeah, Wham! Last Christmas by Wham! So it became so synonymous.
I
You
hate
hear it
that
every year. There's become this whole thing called Whamageddon. You've got to try and get to December 25th without hearing the original version of Last Christmas by Wham. If you do, you lose. But it has to be the original version. So covers, remixes, all of that is fine. But if you hear the Wham! Last Christmas, you're out.
How much time do
So
you
far, I'm
have to
safe.
escape the room if it's playing?
As soon as you hear it and it's the original, you're out.
What? This is dumb.
That's how you get whammed.
What if it? Oh no, that's a cover. Anyway,
Yeah,
that
covers.
To be honest, I haven't heard it this year.
Yeah.
oh, well, you're not in an English speaking country. That might help, but you
Reason
probably
why
get the
it's
shit
Well,
too.
well, they play it up and down here, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say, ironically, I've got into today. I still haven't heard it, and I just also found out it's become the UK's Christmas #1
Oh jeez.
for the first time. It wasn't #1 when it got released originally.
No, but now it has a cult.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so there we go. So Tom Box, Bits of Box joins us in the chat, and Box says if you work in retail, you're fucked with the Wham challenge. So
Yeah.
oh yeah,
yes, I was gonna say I used to work at a bakery in at Christmas time, and there are Christmas songs that I've heard so many times that I just like want to stab someone when they come on. So I can empathize with that.
if you're
Yes.
exposed to any kind of public music place, then you
Yeah.
can win this.
Wait. Thanks for bringing that up, Flynn. Before we get to the Xenos review, I swear we're gonna get to the Xenos review. What would Warhamageddon be if you tried to make a Whamageddon for something in Warhammer that you need to avoid?
Space
Oh, I got
Marine.
it.
Okay, Space Marine. Like, I thought Space Marine.
Ultramarines.
Flynn?
No. You go to a Warhammer event, and it's Warg-mageddon, because as soon as you hear someone scream an orc warg,
Uh-oh. But,
he's like, because someone will scream one.
but how would anyone at that event win? Because as soon as you hear it, you're done. So if someone screams
Exactly.
it,
Maybe you're at the toilet.
You're at the toilet, you got your headphones on.
all right, I like it.
it.
I want a better
Bring
one.
it.
So what was your Space Marine idea, Simon? How would it go down? Is it just if you see a Space Marine, you lose? Because
Yeah, maybe you go on a hobby Instagram and you try to avoid seeing the Space Marine.
I think that might be impossible.
Oh, okay. Got
Will
Simon's
be
one.
challenging at least.
To adapt it a little bit further, you go on a hashtag for a different army, and you've got to try and scroll as far as you can without seeing a Space Marine on that hashtag.
Ah,
That is
like
a tricky
that.
That's
one,
adapt-
but a very
that's
interesting
adaptation.
one.
That's adaptation. Speaking of which, I hate the new layout now. They've changed it again, but
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
was-
going to go into that. That's another story for another time.
All right, so maybe we should get to the point. That's enough nonsense. Wait, let's do a little more nonsense at the start of the show.
Oh, nonsense.
And for this nonsense, I want to hear what kind of hobby you've been working on today or last week. Let's start with Marco this time.
Yeah, it's a funny story I just told my esteemed colleagues before the stream started. I'm
Esteemed
currently working on my first Genestealer cult army. And right now I'm assembling my first new edition Sentinel. And I'm shocked that the Sentinel has, watch it on the camera feed.
Uh-huh.
This year is the Sentinel ass. You see it?
Hold on, I'm making it big. I'm
And
making
you-
it big. Do it again.
Crazy.
You have to put a large stick into its ass without any kind of sympathy for it. It's just like bent over.
Uh,
You know,
Butt
what
plug.
kind of designer wants to put this big of stick into the Sentinel?
you
It's
could
not
kiss it, or at
dignified.
least buy it some flowers.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Joe. That's it. That's what I'm working on right now. The
Cool.
Genestealer cult army, my first one actually. I'm super stoked.
That's awesome, man. And that's very Tyranidy.
The stick in the ass?
Yeah, that too. We're all about implanting people with things they didn't ask for.
Yes. For sure.
Symbio, what have you been up to, hobby-wise?
As some of you know, I am working on Tyranid Warriors for 2 months now, and 2 are finished. And the third one is in the making, and the gun is already done because the plan was to make unsquad Tyranid Warriors, but that was very fiddly and frustrating, and I was not 100% satisfied with it. And then I posted the first one and received all the love from you.
Nice.
Well deserved.
And might try a unsquad third one. But as a little teaser, I am working on on my version of the second edition Devourer.
Ooh, I like that. The conical one.
Yes.
That's one of my faves.
Oh,
Hey, I may or may not be working on a new version of the Devourer with an artist out there. We'll see what comes of it, but
ooh.
Okay.
oh,
So much
Ooh,
cheesy.
Mr. Tease, Mr. Tease.
also completely unrelated. Io Butov, and I talked about creating something cool for Tyranids. So we created a little something, and we're gonna share it on Christmas Day. It's like a gift.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm gonna do the douchebag thing. I'm gonna send it to my Patreons for free. My patrons for free.
Wow.
And then I'll put a picture up and people can see what it looks like after, but I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, if you're one of my patrons, you can get it for free. And Symbio Joe, I feel like you give me enough money on YouTube that you should just be one of my patrons, so maybe I'll give you one for free too.
I'm not your patron, I'm your benefactor.
Yes! I love it!
Bada-bing.
I love it! Wait, Simon, was that the word that we used for PK Pro and all that? Are they your
Yeah.
benefactors or?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so watch for that on Christmas Day. All right, let's shrink this sucker down and get to work on the Xenos. Yeah, in review.
While you're loading that up,
Hi.
Dan Caplino says he is working on a wing type
Oh,
turret.
thank you. Yes, Flynn, please take a tour through the chat. Thank you.
Moon 44, who I haven't seen before.
Awesome movie.
He says they're converting a Flyrant as well.
Nice.
And that's about it at the moment because most of it is us. We've been our timely delay, we'll call it.
Sorry about that. Well, good to see all of you. Moon44, Dan Kaplinger, Tom Box. Good to see you, buddy. Haven't had you on here in a while. Radon, good to see you again. And I
Tom
think
Wilson too.
Tom Wilson is here, right? Yep, Tom Wilson's here.
Dan Caplinger. And
Yep.
Go For It Painting was here at the very beginning.
Oh, I think that got cut off by the that whole thing where they won't show you the chat before the stream starts, which is dumb. Oh, and Tom's making Chaos Spawn. Corn Spawn.
Moon 44, he posted on Reddit earlier, and I replied to his post, and he just said, thanks for the tip on earlier. The Carnifex head trick with the high tyrant body, lower legs.
Yep.
That one, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and Fergus Carroll to stand up.
Awesome. All right. So.
Good that you didn't ask the others what they have been doing, but
Thank you.
I wouldn't tell you.
Simon, you're next.
No.
Wait, was Symbio? We did Symbio, right? Yeah, the Warriors. Simon?
Yeah, I won't tell you.
We're not saying anymore.
Come on, buddy.
No.
We know, but it's a secret.
I've been enjoying
Yes,
both
we
Canadian
know.
and German frivolities.
Nick,
So,
we know you don't. Sorry, you're out.
my God.
I'm not telling anyone.
Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Okay, Hydra's doing sneaky shit, but while he's doing sneaky shit, he's also running a charity event called Solstice 28. And as yesterday was the solstice, the winter solstice, now is a perfect time to go and make a donation to an established charity of your choice from a short list of options, like big ones that everyone knows, like UNHCR and the Bail Project and stuff like that. More information on that over on Simon's Instagram profile. Number 4 YDRA, Hydra, spelled with a 4. Flynn Hammer just put something in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you haven't, is it until December 31st,
advice.
Simon? People have until December 31st to make a donation?
Yeah, apparently, because I used to do it just on one day, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say.
yeah, because I had someone writing me that they're late. Just to be clear, read the blog. That makes things easier.
Yeah.
It's called Solstice 28, but it's not just one day.
Ain't
Yes.
nobody got time for that.
And I'm pretty sure if
I
someone
know.
makes a generous
reading
donation,
is a lost art.
Indeed.
Yeah. It,
Yeah, but I just to give a heads up, I have started pretty meh, and it has picked up some speed in the last couple of days, which is great because every
Awesome.
donation counts.
yeah, and it's cool that like some of these people, I was reflecting on this, who do these kind of charity events, they'll be like, you send your money to me, and then I'm going to make a donation to charity with your money, or something like that. Or like, buy this from me, give me the money, and then you have to trust that I give it to charity. Simon's got a really
Yeah.
good model where you make your donation to the charity, you get a proof of your donation, and then you send that to Simon, and a little bit of cash for shipping, and then he will send you a miniature. But you don't have to send him your donation. So that,
No.
I think that's super
No.
classy, Simon. I think that's a great way to do this.
No money in my hands,
Other than for shipping.
other than for shipping. Yes.
And part
There's
of the
no-
reason you can get away with that is because the silicone for casting the silicone for casting the idols has been donated by
PK Pro.
PK Pro.
PK Pro. Yes.
speaking of PK Pro, have you spoken to them about getting yourself an affiliate link?
No, I have not. I looked on their website, and they have like 3 others that, like the link I looked at, and I ended up seeing 3 other person things there. I think the affiliate, I will ask them, but this affiliate link thing is, I think, not a very German thing, because I have not seen it happen in Germany very often, or with German content creators so far very often. But I will ask them. But on the other side, I just heard from my friend, good old Zebo.
Vibo
from-
Potato!
Yes. He talked with the dudes from a little company called Krautcover. And what they do, I will tell you in a sec, but they heard about my school project, and they work together with PK Pro. And they said to that when Felix is sending me the silicone for my solstice stuff, that he should chuck some of their products in for my school project. which is
Awesome.
super cool. Yeah, and therefore I think it's worthy a mention. So Crowdcover is working on having sort of a one-go base solution. They do different mixes of different materials. So you cover your base just in glue and just dip it in one mix, and you don't have to paint it afterwards or anything, because different materials already do the ground that you want.
Yeah.
What's the name for them again?
Crowd cover.
Ah, perfect. Cool.
Yeah, I think I'm really excited to see what this looks like in reality. In theory, it sounds quite interesting, especially for huge armies where you just want to, I don't know, Star Wars, because they have sort of a wooden, like, I'm imagining an Endor themed army.
Yeah.
And then you just slap some of their stuff, because wood or forest bases can be very challenging, and you just slap their stuff on. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Excited to see how it works.
Cool.
There is a link on YouTube chat.
And it would be useful for your students, so they don't have to worry too much about basing. You just slap the stuff on.
Yes, because they're really not thrilled about basing, and I'm super excited that this happens.
And you're like,
because right now
welcome to
they're
the hobby. None of us are thrilled about basing.
Yeah, well, I love basing, but they are just like, okay, so I'm gluing sand on. I'm done, right?
But
no, you just have to paint the sand. Why am I painting sand? Well, to make it look good, but it's already painted. It's already sand.
You need to paint
But
it so it looks like the earth. It's like it's made of the earth. Yes, you must do it better, though.
Exactly.
They actually look pretty good, those box sets.
But, Simon, when you were a kid, did you love basing? Like, when you were new to the hobby, were you like, yeah, shit, man, I'm so excited to put some shit on this base? Because I was not.
I was, because when we went to the store, they told us that we could do this mix of paint and basing material and glue, and we basically could make our texture paste ourselves and just slap it on, and then it would be good. And so we went back home, and of course we did buy the very expensive stuff at Games Workshop. We went to a railroad store,
Yep.
where we bought this wooden basically sawdust, colored sawdust.
Yep.
And we thought we were so clever because look at this very cheap sawdust, and we mix it with PVA glue, and it's already green. We don't even have to add paint. So we mixed this and slapped it on the bases and slapped it. I think we even tried to make it on a train piece, and it warped, and it looked like someone vomited green on the thing because the sawdust, it didn't have any texture. It was just this blob. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it really took me a while to get into why basing is good.
Yes. Okay, so everyone who starts is like basing, who cares? Flinthammer, what have you been up to hobby-wise in the last week? Or 2 weeks, I guess.
Much conversion work. I've only done, I think, one where I've got like the Hive Delt has that well, he did make that like Reaper of Obliterex scythe for Hive Tyrant.
Uh-huh.
But I've been mainly working through just making backlog of Tyranid stuff. So I got that the Tyranid Christmas box, and
Yep.
I also got another, I think it's my fourth or my fifth Leviathan Tyranid half.
Oh.
I've just gone overboard.
We
But
all
it was
have.
cheaper
It's okay.
than going to get I wanted another Hive Screamer Killer. Anyway, it was cheaper to do that than just try and get a Hive Screamer Killer. The
Okay.
maths works out. Don't question the madness.
Sure.
I don't want to question it myself.
Okay.
Basically just building those stuff up and just planning a few other bits and pieces for the new year, because December for me is normally a month off from hobbying, just like a get time away, refresh, come back fresh in the new year.
Cool. All right. For me, in the last week in hobby, I have been working on Eldar. I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah, I've been dealing with some family stuff with my dad, so I haven't felt very inspired this week. But then I randomly got inspired to make some cool Eldar stuff. So these guys are going to be my Corsairs of the Void Scarred. And if you can see, they are actually Eldar Aspect Warriors. So this got inspired by the whole, like, Blades of Cain thing for Kill Team. And I want to do different members of the Void Scarred team as different Aspect Warriors, because I thought it was cool that they, like, blended, like, Striking Scorpions, Howling Banshees, and Dire Avengers into one kill team with the Blades of Cain, the new kill team coming out. But I was like, why stop at only 3 kinds of Aspect Warriors? Why not get all the Aspect Warriors in there? So that's my inspiration that I'm working on right now.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, so we should probably get moving.
Yeah.
Oh god, because it's been an hour since we were supposed to start already. I told Nora we're going to be done at 5:30 my time, which is an hour from now. Okay, let's go.
Xenos, Tyranids.
Okay, we're going to blaze through this real quick, because of course 2023 was the year of Tyranids, but there was other Xenos that released that this year. So we're just going to go through them one by one, the Games Workshop releases, and then we'll talk about the artists who we thought were really awesome. Flinthammer, thank you for pulling together a helpful spreadsheet with all of these Xenos releases in it.
Yeah.
The first one is the Story Anniversary model, which I honestly forgot about. It's a Votan boy in his big chunky armor with a Stormbolter and some kind of sword thing. Anyone have any great love for this model?
No.
Does any... Okay,
Nope.
the four of you, does anyone here have even the littlest of Votan tickles? Like a little tickle down in your heart that's like, maybe I'd do squats one day? Because I have 0. And I want to know if anyone else actually...
I have to admit that I like a couple of their vehicle designs. The latest Forge World one that was just previewed, that blew me away.
Oh, is that the
But
one
that's about
that...
it.
The one that looks like a sub?
Yes.
See, but I don't
Yes,
think that's
obviously.
Votan. Isn't that squats? Isn't that Necromunda squats? I know they're essentially the
Yeah.
same thing, but it's kind of like 2 design methodologies.
Yeah. It's I
Yeah.
just don't have any feeling for Votan that much. There's nothing that reaches out to me to go, you got to play these. If they were designed like the old classic ones, a bit more, but just a little bit more updated, there would be some inclination. But I've just got no attachment,
Okay.
and that's it.
Anyone else?
I have to admit that I wouldn't do a full army because I'm no
Oh.
army person anymore. But like if you think about like a Stargrave gang or any sci-fi gang
Yeah.
that kind of resembles a like a role-playing game gang, there's always a dwarf or like a small person.
Yeah.
And I would love to put them in there. And I've seen at least 1 or 2 of them, and I have seen a few sculpts with different heads and less of their rune stuff going on that I really liked. So I see some potential in them.
Yep.
But whenever they kind of go over the top like they did with that model, that was horrible. Like, what does he have on the back? That's weird.
Oh.
But basically, I wouldn't say I'm totally off. I kind of like him, surprisingly, because I'm not the dwarf person usually.
Yeah. I should have left that open.
Okay, let's go on.
Okay, let's get on.
Just-
Fuck it.
I was going to say for chat quickly, but
Yeah.
Tom Box says 0 inspiration for Votan. Tom Wilson says, I like squats, but not fussed on Votan, but he does like the Radagast the Brown one. So the other one that's climbing up the rocks.
Yeah, the
cycling dwarf.
Gandalf.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
good
He's not
one.
climbing up any rocks. He's levitating on those suckers because of his magic power. All right, moving on.
Yeah,
There's something I should be like all over, but wasn't really that into. The hand of the Archon. Archon's hand, Kabalite, Dark Eldar kill team. I'm supposed to be a Dark Eldar lover. I've always loved the Kabalite warriors. I think it's a beautiful kit. I guess I just see this as like a random upgrade sprue thrown in with a kit I already like. So, but none of them really speak to me. And once I'm done the Eldar aspect warrior kill team, part of me wants to make like a Dark Eldar kill team where the different people in the squad are representative of different, like one's a Rax, one's a homunculus, one's a witch or something like that. So maybe I'll take a look at this.
Oh, you should
squad.
envision the Craft World the Craft World X aspects as Dark Eldar.
Yeah.
Like what was it? Striking Scorpions, or one of them is close to
Incubi.
the Incubi.
Yeah.
Like and then because the Scourges are already close to the Swooping Falcons, and then think of how a Warp Spider could look Dark Eldar style.
That'd be cool.
Supposedly, Incubi are an aspect but their aspect sided with the Dark Eldar.
Yeah, I know. That's why I got an Incubi right here with my aspect warriors. Come on, buddy. What does other people think about this? Dark Eldar. Marco, what do you think?
Super uninspired. I mean, it's the kill team quality was on average super high in the initial boxes, but there were some lame versions as well. This was a lame one.
All right.
Just not a great add-on sprue, not inspiring enough, not innovative enough.
Anybody else have anything strong to say about this?
I think it's the kill team problem. You get one every kill team box typically now is one side gets a whole new revamp.
Yes.
One side's an upgrade sprue, and they got sided with the upgrade sprue. And Haijun, I think Xingjun Seaton has arrived as well.
Oh, Jun. Hey, Jun, welcome, buddy.
Jun. Nice.
All right, yeah,
evening.
could have been cooler. I don't think there's any other. All the other Xenos here is from like the previous year. So we got like the Kroot, Necrons. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Moving on to February, where we get this one's kind of a cheeky one. The Tyranid Boarding Patrol. It's all old models. It's a new
Yeah.
release. I think we can move on, but I did want to note that in February they were trying to get rid of their leftover Gene Stealers, knowing full well that they're going to be pushing new Gene Stealers in September.
They knew they were
Bastards.
pushing everything. That was the
Suckers.
problem.
Knew
And
that.
I will admit, I bought it. But I had plans for Warriors, a Broodlord at the time, and the Gene Stealer was just a little bit extra to throw for Gene Stealer.
I have so many of those Gene Stealers that if a box comes out with those Gene Stealers in it, I can't buy it because I have too many of those frames. Anyway, anyone have a strong feeling about the contents of this box? 6 Warriors. Next. All right. March.
It was good value for money.
March
That's it,
19th.
really.
We got the release of Farsight. What?
Fast
Oh,
Knight
this is
and
okay.
Stick Rock.
They just don't have a picture of him like on his own. So
Yeah.
they released Commander Farsight in a box with a bunch of other dudes.
I've got 2 links there for both of it. For one for Fast Knight and one for Snip Rock.
Jesus. I'm too far down now. I'm too far into this hole. So you also got Snickrot, who's the sneaky orc. He came out. I love the Snickrot pewter model. I feel like this one doesn't have quite as much character, but it's still like a decent plastic. I think Farsight is good. I don't know why he needs a cherry blossom on his base. I think that's a little weeb for me, but other than that, I think he's fine. Other folks?
I thought it was a good model.
No, it wasn't a good model. It was a great model. Super cool pose, super cool details, very characterful. I love it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Symbio?
I'm not impressed by Commander Fedora's side. And Snickrot, why?
Because they need a plastic.
Yeah.
The older model was better, I think. With the shushing finger, that was brilliant.
I like the shushing thing. They should have just given him a shushing. Didn't they? Wait, did they give him a shushing finger or no? There's a couple of different bits.
On the spreadsheet, it's right next to it on the right.
I don't want to go back. Just tell me.
Hang on, let me try and load it up then quickly. I don't think they actually gave him a shushing, which was annoying.
That sucks.
No shushing. It was just a different head option with the
goggles,
night vision goggles down. That was it.
Okay, cool. Any other strong feelings about Farsight or Snickrot? Nope. Next. 30th of April. I think by the 30th of April, we'd been previewed the Tyranids. We knew they were coming.
Right.
They released... Oh! Where's... Simon, here, you got some more, Dwarf Boys. The Votan... Wait.
Yeah, just to get one thing clear, just because I said I like the idea of a dwarf in a crew, in a ship crew, doesn't mean I'm now for every dwarf thing hyped.
Dude, you're a dwarf guy now. You didn't know that?
Oh.
Come on.
Oh shit.
These guys weren't good. It was the Beastmen that were better.
Okay. Yep.
Next.
Beastmen. These are pretty damn cool models.
And if they're classing Votan as Xenos, you can class Beastmen as Xenos.
Yes.
Regardless if you say it as Chaos or
no,
not.
they're subhumans.
They all are. Well, whatever. I'd take it because I think that they look like monsters, and that's really what I'm into. So, I think these are nice because they did those Beastmen for Blackstone Fortress, and God, they were terrible. But these ones are better. Other thoughts on the Beastmen?
I think, if I recall correctly, they're really hard to get by, and that annoyed a few people. But other than that, I think it's cool that they go back to have those.
Yeah, Beastmen need more love, especially after that terrible Blackstone Fortress release.
Yeah, that was rough.
I know you guys say it's rough, but I think for me, it's more of it gave them that opportunity to do it, and they saw an outcrying of people wanting them, but done better. So it made them, they knew there was a market for them, so they could actually then make these.
Yeah,
Because if
but
they
just,
just released it and it was like, people's response
Yeah, but
to
the
it,
faces
you do
look
a bad
bad.
release.
just in comparison to all the other models in the box, the Beastmen were the roughest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it did show that there was love for it, so it's good,
I
in
guess
my
so.
opinion.
Yeah, they're cool. Simon, would you buy these and use them for something? Or Simon, if I bought these for you, would you be happy?
I
What
I don't know.
question is that?
It's basically, Simon, do you want them?
I want everything.
You what?
I want everything.
All right. Anyone else has strong things to say about the Beastmen? Marco's missing out, but
To be honest, I do like them.
Turning them into Slangors would be fun.
yeah. Cool. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
So we got some Votan, we got some Beastmen, and Leviathan
juiciness.
approaches June 4th. This was the pre-order for Leviathan. So we've talked Tyranids to death. Maybe now that we've seen both the Leviathan wave and the Ogrim wave, we can just say what we thought about the different waves. Symbio, why don't you start? Or do you want someone else to start? I can start, as I just gave you the question.
I think I can just summarize my opinions on that because it Leviathan was a pleasant surprise overall.
Yep.
My favorites were the Fun Ryan Sleepers, the biggest positive surprise was the Psychophage. Yeah. Overall, I was very happy with the Leviathan release, and yeah, the follow-up Ograham.
Well, we'll talk about that. We're
release.
going to get to that later, so let's just talk about
Okay.
this one for now.
So, except for the Barbgons, but people who follow me should know by now how my feelings are about the Barbgons.
No one likes him.
I like them. I don't mind them. I can fix them.
Yeah, you can fix him, but we're not talking about can you fix him, but if you straight out of the box.
They're still pretty cool. For the Leviathan wave, I'm glad that we got so many new weird creatures, and I'm glad that they tried new weird design things. That it wasn't just gaunt heads on everything, gaunts carrying like bazookas on their shoulders. It was like more weird and wonderful. And though I wish the Screamer Killer was better, I have bought many copies of many parts of this box to convert things out of, so it's a great box.
Yeah.
Simon, what do you think?
I was surprised by how many different approaches they took. And I have to admit that I'm really happy with how the Gaunts turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Flynn.
I absolutely love it now. Like, at the time, I was a bit suspect of the Psychophage, and I have too many of them now. So I know it's a great kit. It's a great kit for basis conversions. This kit is so good. It's basically only 1.5, well, 2 technically. I'm counting the Rippers as a half and the Screaming Killer as a half, and the Termagants as a full 1. Were redesigned kits. Everything else was new in this box set.
Yeah.
And it's just a brilliant way to start with. Great value when it was at the time. It's still great value now if you can grab a whole set on eBay. And I just
Holy shit. I didn't think about that. When you look at this, the Gaunts were a redo.
Mm-hmm.
The Screamer Killer, I would say that that's a new thing, because before it was just normal Carnifex. Half of the Prime was kind of like a redo, but they gave it wings, which was a new thing. Everything else was new.
The Rippers were the half. There was the Screaming Killer and the Rippers is the half. Everything else is new.
I'd call a Screamer Killer a full thing, because we didn't have an actual standalone model. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new species of Tyranids. Okay. This is a fucking great wave. Marco, are you there? We're getting clips of audio, but we don't see it. Okay, well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marco loved this wave. Flynn, you want to check through the chat, see if anyone's saying...
So we've got quite a few bits already. So We go Radon says they're fine, not too interesting, but if I ever get some, I'll feed them to my nids. Believe that's in regards to the Votan.
Mhm.
And then we had Jun turn up. He says Radon also says Dark Elder had nice bits, and that's all I can say in regards to the Calabite warriors. Moon says they bought 2 of the Tyranid boarding patrol boxes.
Oh,
For the warriors only, because it was a good deal on the price for the warriors, because I think the box was about 60 odd quid
yep.
and the warriors were about 70 on their own, so it was a good deal just for
Wow.
that.
Okay.
Tom Box says the Farsight demonstrates that battle suits can look good, because just the
Yep.
posing of it, regardless of everything else, the posing's good.
Oh yeah.
Tom Wilson says, disappointed we never got a kaiju or terrain in regards to the Tyranids. Tom Box says, agree with Simon that there's some misfits of style with the new stuff. Jun says the Termagants are great. Box says, still think the Screamer Killer looks daft, but a great source of bits. Moon says, for Leviathan, I was most disappointed by the Winged Prime, but it makes great conversion material for the primes in my warrior broods.
Oh, dude, just make warriors out of it. It's dirt cheap. You can
Yeah.
get winged primes so cheap on eBay. I have like,
Oh.
I think I literally have 12, maybe more.
I will say this, in about a year and a bit, you will have the next, if you're in the UK, the next Partwork magazine will come out for Warhammer 40k.
We've been over this.
You will get everything
If you
for
live
cheap.
only in the UK, you can get cool shit from Partworks. Go look it up on the website.
They go around the world slowly, but if you can, you can get it for even dirt cheap, and they will be brilliant for conversion material.
Cool. Let's move on.
More stuff in the chat.
Go ahead.
Do you want more? We've got a bit more. Tom Wilson says, "Oh, and Neural Tyrant should have been bigger." Box says, "Everyone send me your rippers."
Yeah, if you don't like your Tyranid rippers, send them to Box. Box, I owe you some rippers. I've got more than I need, and I'm not really that interested in them.
Jun says the Neuroguts took a while to warm up. Now I hate the name but love the minis. Daka Daka Flame says hello.
Yo, Deck of Black of Flame!
Radon says, as a new blood in this hobby, I quite loved Leviathan.
Nice.
And Jun says, I have problems with all the other first and second edition design influences on everything else. There's one other thing I've just remembered that I realized last week when I was building some more Neurogaunts. They are basically Tyranid dogs, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
The way they look and they act, they're just like Tyranid dogs.
Yep.
Everyone gets doggos in Warhammer now.
Sweet. Now we just need a Tyranid warrior walking his Neurogaunt doggo.
On a Leshwit.
Yep.
Yeah! Shit, that's awesome. Symbio, I'm looking to you, buddy.
I already have my Neurogons built and painted.
All right, moving on.
They're cheap.
This is just like a rehash of like Leviathan stuff. There's like a paint set with some Termagants in it, which is cool. Can't remember. I'm sure there was a time when the Tyranids were in the paint set, but I can't remember. Maybe, I don't know. But then these are like the busting out of the Leviathan stuff into cheaper bundles. Good if you just wanted to get some models. You didn't really care about the rulebook. Oh, and Barb Gaunts. This is the weirdest thing. Barb Gaunts became available on their own. Why did they need to release Barb Gaunts?
They were the first
in
as well. That made no sense.
July, and then now they're releasing the rest of the Leviathan stuff in its individual boxes in December. I don't get it.
Wait, hang on.
Because they needed to get rid of them.
No, I think I know what it is.
You might be right. They might have overmade them.
Also, what I think it could be. This is a Flinfall hat. I think Barb Gaunts weren't in one of the starter boxes.
Oh.
And so people could get a combat patrol.
They're in that one.
You need the Barb Gaunts for it. So
they're not. They're not in this one. Flynn, good point.
So if you buy that starter set and you want to make it up to a combat patrol,
you're right.
need the Barb Gaunts to be able to do that. So what do you make available straight away? Barb Gaunts. I know that's a Flynn 4 hat theory,
No, that's a
but
good
it
one.
is kind
I feel it.
because it
Feeling it.
just seems a bit there, right? It's the one thing
Interesting.
missing, and it's
I don't think that's
penalizing
Flintful Hat. I
someone.
think you just nailed it, buddy.
Yeah.
Anyone have anything
He's
strong they want to say
feeling
about Barbgons? I think you all hate them.
I think they are that rumor. We know they had the tripod thing. They said there would be like
That thing was supposed to
a
be really
gun.
tall, though. It was like dominating over a monolith.
Yeah, but I can't even remember if it said anything about a monolith. That's the thing. I don't remember. I just remember them saying it was three-legged and everything. That's the only thing I remember from that rumor, and that's the only
Well,
thing that's
it was big.
three-legged. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. I like these boys. I think they have a lot of potential. Also, the battery on my camera is about to die, so
hooray.
I will go away for a second, then I'll come back. Don't worry. If you see my video stop, let me know, because I might miss it. Anyone in the
What we
chat
got
talking about
next?
Barbgons?
Well, it'll take a second to catch up, but
Oh, wait, before you go there, just quickly. This thing came out, getting started. Technically, you can get, like, a unique Termagant in here that's screaming, and it has its, like, middle claw up over it by its head. It costs friggin' $21 Canadian to buy these 2 models, and then a magazine that introduces you to Warhammer. So I can't bring myself to get this Termagant. But technically, this Termagant is a limited edition Termagant. The first time ever.
I've got one.
Of course you do. You ran in a museum, you jammy bastard. You must have 3. You have more than 1.
Nope, I have only bought one because as I said, it's £12.50, and it's not for me. I only need one for the museum. I don't need 20.
Yeah, it's just this. It's just a getting started. It's the kind of thing they should give you for free, but they package it with 2 miniatures and charge you $20 for it.
It's cool. It does look really good, but it's
Well,
just a bit.
that's how they get you used to their prices.
Right. Got to edge that wedge in. All right, get rid of that. 27th of August. What the heck is this? Oh,
What was that one?
this is the preview for the wave. So that we got the Norn Emissary, we got the Assimilator dual kit, Death Leaper, Lictor, Neurolictor, Gene Stealers, Termagants, Hormagaunts, Pyrovore, Combat Patrol. Oh damn, it's not a team photo.
Yeah, I wish they did that.
There's that one really good photo they did that like made me believe that there was going to be a box set with all the Tyranids in it, but whatever. All right, let's talk about this wave in its entirety. Simon, what do you think of this Tyranid wave in its entirety? It had the Norn Emissary in it, had the Neurolictor, the Lictor, Biovore, Pyrovore, Hormagaunts, Gene Stealers.
I would say in total it was a pretty great pretty great show that they put up, because they have put, like, they gave us the lictors and the Neurolictor and yeah, I don't care for the Norn Emissary there, but I know other people do, and we have something really big now, and that's great. I think all in all,
Not actually that
great.
big. It talks a big show, but it's not that huge.
Phrasing.
Yeah. My point of view.
Lynn, what did you think of this release?
I really enjoyed the release. There's only one thing I haven't got from that release set, so I can't really say my opinion on that one. It's the Neurolictor, but I really do like the kits. They are really the details are really good there. There is one thing everyone knows what I want, but isn't there. But I have hope for one thing in one line in an article they released, but I'm not going to go into it. But it's a really good release, and there were so many things there that I wasn't expecting to be there.
Yeah.
Like, we knew the plastic lictor had to be there, but the redesign on some of the models, like the Gene Stealers and the Hormagaunts, we felt
Don't
they were
get too
going to
far
be
into
there,
it.
but
Kind
we
of
didn't know
overall.
how good they were going to be. But
Nice.
overall, I loved it. It was a brilliant release, and I know I've gone into detail in this on other streams, so I'm going to get there.
Yeah, we all have. That's why I don't want to go into too much detail.
Yeah.
If this is like your first stream, you're like, why aren't you guys talking about this? I thought you guys liked Tyranids. Like, we've been talking about this for a long time. Symbio.
Yeah, a lot of positive surprises in that one. I was not convinced by the Gene Stealers 100% and the non-emissary, but after time has passed and the community has shown me now the full potential of these kids,
Yeah.
I think I'm very happy with everything in there.
Absolutely.
That does not mean that I will leave these miniatures unchanged, as I already have proven with my Neurolictor. But overall, the only thing that still strikes me as odd is the mini barb gaunt gun on the Termagants.
So in the most recent White Dwarf, which everyone should check out, I should have had it here, I meant to plug it. There's a huge like article on Tyranid design, and in it they show a bunch of different Tyranid guns and they label them. This gun is shown as a different gun from the Barb Gaunt gun. This is like a shard
Yeah, but it looks
launcher,
the same.
and the other ones have a, like a
Shard
barb, a biocannon or something.
Yeah, that is something I'm not getting warm with. It is the thing they did back in the day when they divided the barbed strangler and the stranglethorn cannon, and
Yeah, that's dumb.
added the super brain leech worms for the devourer and all that jazz. I'm not in with that.
It was
But
just
miniature wise, happy horsecock.
Missed that.
Simply go, Joe, you agent of chaos.
Sorry.
Yeah, Marco's not here. Hope he's okay. Yeah, I was just reflecting on it right now. And if you had given me all of these models and told me this was all Tyranids we're getting, I'd be like, cool. All right, that's a good release. But this is like a double release because we got slammed with Leviathan and we got slammed again. And like Plastic Lictor, I built it standard. I'm going to keep building them standard because they're so good. And the other stuff in here is fantastic. I think that this was an amazing release. I can't say whether this or Leviathan was more amazing. This one feels more epic to me because of like all the multi-part kits. It's probably just because it's most recent. But yeah, we got absolutely spoiled rotten this year. Marco.
I was about to say that we talked about how we should be careful with what we're wishing for,
Yep.
because
Okay.
those multi-part kits might go away.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, it's also
we gained lots, but we also lost a bit.
We didn't lose that many.
yeah, it's also
We lost more than we gained.
what?
What do you mean?
So, Gene Stealers, you have to build them with those arms. The only option you have is the heads. Hormigants, the only option you have are heads. Termagants is the gun options is the only thing you really have, but then that's all they really had, so they've stayed the same. The non-emissary, it's only you've only got options because it's a dual kit. Same with the Biovore.
Okay,
The
Flynn,
Lictor has
you're
options.
trying hard to find things to complain about. Like, sure, we
I'm
might
not
not get as
complaining.
many extra bits, but the fact that they're still multi-part. Also, rewind to Hormigants, man. Hormigants never had any options. You didn't even have options for heads. You had this many heads, and you could put that many heads on them. Like,
Oh yeah, but what I mean is in like there's the illusion of it, but these kits are so much better. The multi-part doesn't really need to factor into it right now. It will be later down the line when we want the multi-part, but you can just snip the arms and those little bits of it, which that's where you'll get your multi-part from. It's because they're all peg and socket, and we all know we can deal with that.
Yes, maybe it's my time to chime in now. Even the kit I wasn't the most excited about is the Gene Stealers, and I just assembled a full box, and I was wowed by how cool the poses look when you don't see the same photographs from the studio. The poses are so good, and everybody who knows me knows I have a thing for good posing.
anyone who's not
And
sure
it's-
about Gene Stealers needs to buy them. I'm sorry to say that, but like once you get them
Yeah.
and start playing with them, it's a totally different story. I felt like Marco. Simon, you got to go.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah, I need to help out the missus with the parcels. I'll be back.
All right. See you soon.
Okay, yeah, that's all right. See you soon.
Sorry, Marco.
yeah, I do agree that Well, first off, I'm super happy, excited, and grateful, as you just said, Nick. It's been such a great year for Tyranids. We've been waiting for such a long time, and there were so many really, really good inspired models. The studio fulfilled all of our wishes in many ways, in more interesting hats, more interesting options, new creatures.
Yeah.
Everything with balls and whistles, awesome. Of course, you like one more than the other, and that's totally okay.
Marco?
And then you can nitpick. You can nitpick, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan that all the simulators have the same pose. So all the kids look exactly the same. So this is one of the points where I think, yeah, okay. This I would prefer this to have more posing options as well. But with the other kids, and I mean the lictors, I've assembled a couple myself now. They're everything I could have wished for.
Yes, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yes.
Marco, when you look at, we kind of touched on this while you were away from your keyboard. When you look at the Leviathan wave and like the models that were in that, and you look at this
Yep.
wave with the Norn Emissary, the Lictors, all that stuff, the Ogrim wave or whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
How do you compare the two waves? Like, what do you think?
It's fairly easy for me. I definitely prefer the Ogrim wave, the later one.
Yeah.
The Leviathan wave had a couple of highlights for me, but there were too many dots. It's complaining from a high place, but too many models which I'm not super hot for.
Yeah.
But the second wave had so many hits which made me weep with joy. Like the Homogons are awesome. Of course the Lictorus are perfect. The Death Leaper is not perfect but really good, and all the boxes were a huge update for what came before. Well, the Leviathan had a couple very cool stuff in it, and it's not a huge gap between both, but I prefer the later one.
Nice. Yeah, the only thing we were saying about Leviathan is I didn't quite sit back and count that there were essentially 6 new Tyranid types in that box.
Wow.
Which is, again, if we'd gotten Leviathan or we'd gotten this Ogrim wave, I'd be like, okay, I guess that's the Tyranid release for this edition. But
absolutely,
we've been spoiled rotten, and I'm very thankful for that.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's move on from here.
Oh, as you said, chat's got quite a bit in.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So, just making sure I've got all of it. Okay, so Radon says Barbs are goofy and I love them all. Moon, love 3-legged asymmetrical design of the Barb Gaunts. Jun, for example, I hate the OG plastic warrior tail on the Screamer Killer. Tom Wilson, I might actually like the Barb Gaunt model if it was just one kaiju sized.
Oh, that would be cool. Oh shit, Tom.
Like the rumors were.
Oh shit. Shit.
Now you have to make a kaiju Norn Emissary.
Make it so.
It's gonna be big.
Box says love it. All except the emissary's fat ribs.
They're very
Vermis,
fat.
Yeah. Vermis has arrived and says,
hey, Vermis.
I believe in regards to the emissary, it looks fine as an, I'm going to say larger hive tyrant. I can't pronounce that word properly. Nothing overly offensive about it. The only thing I'm kind of about is the Neurolictor. Don't hate it, just
I'm with you on that one, Vermis. Again, I bought that model and I liked it a little better once I bought it.
I think we discussed it was more the pose that they took the photo in.
The photo's bad. Like, I did this in my review that even if you look at the assembly guide for the Neurolictor, they show like a different angle on it in the assembly instructions, and it's like, oh, that looks amazing. But just like they photographed a really bad angle.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, you go. I was moving on to the next point.
Marco?
I'm a bit lukewarm on the Lictors and the Death Leaper, where the arms just float in the air like they're suspended on some marionette strings. But this is one pose of the 3 Lictor variants and the Death Leaper, and this is just like, well, yeah, it's not perfect, but this is complaining from a very high place.
Yeah. I couldn't possibly complain anything about the new Lictor. Like, I have one just sitting on my desk here. Like, he's not finished getting painted yet, but I just look at him and smile every so often.
Yes.
Like, this model, When I look at the Death Leaper, there's things I could fix about it. When I looked at this Lictor initially, I thought that I'd want a longer tail. But now that I look at it, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it is.
it reminds me of the second edition Lecter. You know how it had like the shorter tail, Marco?
Yeah.
But not as like
Yeah.
short and hoppy doggy as that one. Like it's an in between, and I feel bad for giving this 9.5 out of 10 because it didn't have a long tail. Because
Yes.
I think it should have been a 10 out of 10. It should have been an 11 out of 10. Good work, Philip Hacking.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, I got us way off on a sidetrack. So Flynn put this release in, and I totally forgot why he put it in, and I'm like, why am I going through all this Legio whatever on the 12th of November? Imperialis, like the epic thing that's all Space Marines. And then he noted that in November we got
The
made
Red
to
Terror
order
returns.
for the original Death Leaper and the Red Terror. So if you wanted to get Red Terror Death Leaper in resin, you could have ordered them. I was this close to ordering them. I'm probably glad I didn't. But those are cool models. Even though we got a new Death Leaper, it's still a cool model.
To be honest, I want to add one little bit about this.
Yeah.
It's always hilarious when something goes to made to order on Games Workshop's website that has been out of production for a few months or for a while. It's always funny because the eBay listings for those products
Die?
instantly drop.
Oh,
They
shit.
just drop. So basically, the day it goes, because on the week it's up, the Sunday preview's up until that Saturday, they stay constant until you find out what Games Workshop are selling it for. And either people have grabbed the price, what it was, as soon as it went up at 10 o'clock because it was cheaper to buy it from this person, or their prices that they're selling it for dramatically drop as well. So it's always funny when you see a made to order go up. If you're not interested in buying it, but you want to just watch something go hilarious for scalpers to try and get money, or people just to beat off scalpers, is just to watch it on watch 10 o'clock recent sales for that item. It's
Were you
hilarious.
just talking about beating off scalpers? Do I need to get my Slaaneshi content sign?
Well, if that's what you take as Slaaneshi content, then yes.
Yeah, it's a North Americanism. Yeah, the Red Terror still gives me a little bit of a tickle. Interesting body. I might want to use that in a conversion. Death Leaper, the Lictors are too good. The Von Ryan's Leapers are too good. Even the Death Leaper's pretty good. I don't know that I need another one of those models, but I do have one. Flynn? Not Flynn, sorry. Symbio? Got anything to say about this quote-unquote release?
Not much. I still have bits of the Red Terror, and it was very hard to find opportunities to build something different out of the body. And the Death Leaper, I mean, at the time, it was much cooler than the current Lictor.
Yeah.
But right now, as a release, I think it's okay if you want it for collection reasons, or if you are really into the upper scything talons of the Death Leaper, or the middle grasping claws, but maybe the tail. But everything else is nothing I am very excited about.
Okay. I just realized that the Red Terror is from 3rd edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's got those cardboard scything talons. Oh.
Yes, and it looks it's super sloppily sculpted. I've used it a lot. I like the torso, but for standards of these days, it's like, nah, forget it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put my foot down on this one. Like, I know what you guys are saying. I agree. Like the bits of it, like the scything talons, some of the old sculpting, but that model still actually holds up with the current Raveners that we have.
Well, the current Ravener, that's like that's like putting up a straw man. The current Raveners are like good bits boxes, but not very good models.
But there's 15-year gap between the sculpting of those models.
Yeah, and look at the Tyrant Guard. Look at the guns on the Hive Guard. Look at how low detail Fisher Price those guns are. Like especially the shock one. It's not a fair comparison, but yeah, it should have gotten better in 15 years, but it didn't.
But I actually love the model. It was a brilliant basis for quite a few conversions. And I know from the Warp Shadow archives, which I love to go through, it's been used quite a bit as well. It is so good. Just that tail piece as well.
Yeah, cool.
It's a classic
Marco,
model.
Marco, do you have anything to say about the Red Terror and the Death Leaper, other than that you have used the Red Terror a lot?
No. I think they, for my taste, they're allowed to retire now. They've aged strongly. The Red Terror, especially the body and parts, you can see that third edition knits were sculpted in a super quick way because they needed to get out of the door as fast as possible. And the Red Terror shows it too.
But I'm
I
trying.
used it for many conversions. It was a cool torso, and I also liked the head back then, but not anymore.
Didn't
to
you
be
use that
honest.
torso for your Tyrant Guard?
Exactly, because I
Yeah.
wanted some variation from the
Yeah.
Tyranid Warriors back then,
Nice.
which it was great for. And I painted the Red Terror lovingly with lots of effort to make it stand out. But
I remember
both
how
models,
weird your Red Terror looked because I was so used to seeing your models, and I think you did red skin and then red armor plates, right?
yes, and I made it brighter, and
Yeah.
I painstakingly painted serrated edges on the Siphon Talons to make them edged and teethed,
Oh,
which came
jeez.
out great. But whatever, no, they can go.
I guess one like flagpole we can plant here is that I think this is the farthest back we've seen them do a made to order for Tyranids, 3rd edition Red Terror. But the Red Terror model like served through to like 8th or 9th, so like I guess that doesn't really count. But you can see them get you like old Eldar sculpts, but those are probably models that were fairly current fairly recently, but I don't know. I'm just hoping that the 2nd edition molds still exist, but I don't know if that's the case.
Also, I might have to add, I'm really like horrible alien worms, which
I'm not
Hive
surprised.
Delta did the Red Terror model. That's awesome. But with the release of the Trigon, the whole slot in the army, the whole theme is kind of redundant. Because why would you need a Red Terror when you have a Trigon?
Yeah. Like I guess smaller, more sneaky, but I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Okay, I have one way they can do it. This is a flat film for hat theory. They got rid of the Trigon Prime that's no longer in the rules.
Uh-huh.
The Red Terror has disappeared. We haven't got any model at the moment. They could reintroduce the Red Terror with a brand new model to replace that gap that was for the Trigon Prime.
Well, that's a cool idea. I like that.
Absolutely like it.
One thing, I just expanded this picture. This is a really well painted Red Terror. Like someone painted it lovingly.
That's still the 3rd edition paint job, I think.
No, I don't think so. I think this is a newer paint job.
No, they have not. They would have redone the base, but the models they don't really repaint, as we can tell from the Hive Tyrant that they have. The Walking Hive Tyrant they're painted is the 4th edition metal one they still have on the preview.
No, that's an issue of like they're using the same picture.
I don't know. It's still a brilliant painted model.
No, this is not the same Red Terror, man. Like the 3rd edition Red Terror had white claws. Oh, my camera died. Oh, thanks. You didn't tell me, you jerks. That literally just happened.
It just only came up on YouTube.
Hold on. One moment, please.
Why did
Glenn, you're wrong. This is not the 3rd edition paint job.
I don't know enough anyway. Yeah.
I have the 3rd edition codex right here. I can tell you it's not the 3rd edition.
Perfect. While you're sorting that out, we're going to read a bit more chat.
Great.
So I was at Vermis. I know it was at Tom Wilson actually. So Tom Wilson says, I still need to buy a box of termagants for the upgrade sprue run weapons.
Yeah, I gotta get that too.
Definitely do it. Vermis then goes on to say, I still need to buy some of those lovely spidery biovores. Spidery nids are the way forward, people.
Glenn, read them and eat. Oh wait, you're gonna have to wait, but keep one eye on the YouTube because I got the Red Terror up here. It is totally different. The sides are white. Yeah, it's completely different.
Oh, I'm still
and
waiting.
The mouth is closed.
Oh, I can see it now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a repaint and it's beautiful.
Yeah, even the headdress, the mouth, everything there is different. Not just even just the claws, it's the tail. Everything is different on it. I thought it was the same one.
Anyway, 3rd edition codex saves the day.
I stand corrected. I withdraw my comment.
All right, I think we've said enough about this. Let's move on.
Yeah. Oh, Blitz has turned up. Go for it. Painting has returned.
Hi, go for it. Welcome back. Hi, Blitz.
I will go back to comments later. Let's move on to the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I'm realizing we still need to like share our artists, so we got to get firing. Necrons. Basically, just got a bunch of Necron lords. Some kind of cool shit. This Overlord Trans location shroud. I think that's the biggity bomb. That guy. Oh, these are shit. This is stuff that was. Oh, this is kind of sad. It took them this long to release the stuff from. Oh shit. What was this? Indomitus?
No.
2020. So if you look at the Screamer Killer and you look at the Neuro Tyrant in our box, right now you can only get them together on one sprue in a new box coming out. You can't buy them separately. How long is it going to take for the Screamer Killer to get its own box? Well, it took the Overlord with Tachyon Arrow more than 3 years.
3 years.
From the launch of Indominus to now, from the Necron initial release to now, to get its own box. So I guess it could take as long as 3 years to get a Neuro Tyrant box or a Screamer Killer box. FYI.
Oh,
And the
that
Royal
guy on his.
Ward.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah.
He took forever. Those guys. No, yeah, they took too long. But they were the reason why is they were in the start sets. That's
Yeah,
why
I know.
you couldn't. But yeah.
Anyone else have any strong feelings about Necrons? Some cool stuff here. The Diviner's kind of neat.
I've got one thing I want to say in broad aspects of
Uh-huh.
Necrons. It does show what we can expect for Tyrants to come through. Because
Yeah, like they could do special
Necrons
character
had
Tyranids.
but they also in the Kill Team, in the old version of Kill Team, Necrons had the flayed ones as a redo, as
Yeah.
a brand new kit. I know that was featured on a previous Xenos review, so we might get that treatment for something. We might not. It might just be an upgrade sprue, but there is something like that in our future. I don't think it's going to be the same way we're going to have all of these named characters or this sort of thing.
Well, we don't have as
But
many.
I think we might get something like we might get an actual Doom of Melanti. We might get a actual new Red Terror model in this sort of like here's a drips and drabs of new
Yep.
models released.
Yep. Symbio.
Maybe even the Shrine of Asbury model.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
Make it gargantuan.
Symbio, you got any feelings?
No, not anything too positive or too negative. I think Necron players can be happy with those.
Nice. Marco?
Yes.
Any danger of returning to Swamp Necrons now that you've seen these characters?
Yes, I'm tempted from time to time to just do a couple, but not in the near future.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. So, interestingly, most of the stuff we've seen this year, Tyranids. A little bit of Necron, a little bit of Votam. Other than Tyranids, there wasn't a ton. Oh, and then Flynn included these guys. I don't know if it's right, but oh no, you included this for the Tyranids. So
which one? Oh, I've got 2 bits: Striking Scorpions and the Leviathan Tyranids.
Yeah, technically, the Striking Scorpions are not releasing in January. In 2023, they're technically going to release in 2024 because they come out in January.
I'm doing on the preview dates. That's why I've done everything based on the previous years as well. That's why. Because that's when you can actually pay for them.
All right. So yeah, the Scorpions are 2023. Cool that we have them. And then the Tyranids are finally getting their units broken out from Leviathan 6 months after Leviathan released. And as we predicted, the Horrors of the Hive bundles the Screamer Killer with the Neurotyrant. We haven't seen a price for this yet, right? So probably, tomorrow. It's probably going to be pretty expensive.
Yeah. Place your bets in chat. What do you think it's going to be?
Uh-huh.
Do you think it's going to be like what eBay thinks it is worth, about 30 to 35 pounds? Do you think more? Do you think less?
Oh, they will not charge as little as 35 pounds. This Games Workshop.
I'm going to call my guess now, 50 pounds.
65.
Based off what the Royal Court was at 45 pounds,
Yep.
I think that's going to be 50 pounds just from that.
Symbio says 55. I'm hearing 50, 50, 55, 55 pounds. Marco, where's Sam?
56, easy.
55 pounds, 55 pounds, looking for 60, 55 pounds. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
All right, and Scorpions. Marco, I feel like you're someone who used to have Eldar ticklings.
I think among us all, between Nick and me, we are the big Elder fans in our group here, and
Yeah,
I
baby.
used to play Elder regularly before I fell for tournaments. I was really hoping for the Scorpions to finally get close to Jeff's original sketches, which they did in many ways and got even overhauled with new ideas. I would have liked to see more interesting poses, especially with them.
Yep.
I'm thinking of the Mark Gibbons sketch, the old one, where the Scorpion is kneeling and more stalking and just more interesting. They can do these poses with modern technology rather easily. And the poses are just not ninja enough for me. Otherwise, the
Agreed.
details are cool. I would have preferred the heads to be a bit smaller, but all in all, they are very passable.
Yep.
What do you think, Nick?
Oh, me? Oh, sorry. Right. Eldar guy. I've mostly been a Dark Eldar guy, but I've had dreams of doing like Craftworld Eldar. And honestly, I think that it was the Scorpions that kind of got me like further down that path. And as Marco notes that he wishes they were more ninja, he wishes they were more like the sketches. I share all those feelings. And my project, when I get these, is to try and make them like those sketches. I don't know if I'm going to pull it off, but I'm going to try.
Good.
Yeah, I think like the different parts of the Scorpions are good. I feel like the Scorpions have been good since the beginning. Like second edition Scorpions were good. Jess's original sketches were good. It just we're getting like higher and higher detail on what those sketches showed. Like if you read the article on Warhammer Community, they literally show the Jess sketches and they show that they incorporated like the same elements.
Yes.
But I'm with Marco that the heads feel too big. I remember seeing them and I'm like, oh, I feel like they look small. And I thought it was because maybe their heads are so big and the bodies are small. So, I don't know, maybe bringing the heads down a bit would fix the proportions for me. But they're good models.
Yes.
Lynn, Symbio, you got any strong feelings with the Scorpions?
Sad warp spider noises.
Somehow I actually can follow on from what Joe has said. It feels like they're very, very slowly going through the aspect warriors. Because you had the Banshees in
10th, 9th.
I can't remember which one it was, the box set, but 9th.
Blood of the Phoenix, I've got one over there.
That's it. Then you had the what's the name of it? It's not Morgan Raslot. I can't remember the name of them right now.
Dark Reapers.
Dark Reapers, yeah, well, we didn't like the Mac faces for them. They look like Lego heads. And now we've got these guys. Sorry, words just not coming to me today. I've been up since at 5 o'clock. Yeah, so it's just been like it's so slow. And that's what I just like. Why is it Eldar that have been the ones that are so slow? Like I do have a Ynnari force that's been slowly built up. But
2019. Blood of the Phoenix was released in 2019. That's when the Howling Banshees came out.
Yeah.
So the Scorpions, no, and then the Dire Avengers came out in 2022.
For some reason, I'm thinking 2021.
Sorry,
now, so it's every 2 years.
Dark Reapers.
Yeah, it just feels wrong. It just why is it that this faction is the one that's taken? I love it that they're getting them, but it just feels so slow for this faction.
I'm gonna predict.
Eldar
are very, very old. They're allowed to be slow. It's okay.
I predict that we'll see the next Aspect Warrior plastic kit within the next year.
Hopefully, yeah.
Wait, no, within the next 14 months, we'll see the next Dark Eldar Aspect Warrior, because the Reaper is released in like February or something, and now the Scorpions are releasing in like January of the following year.
Yeah, it just feels a bit slow. In my opinion,
I think they're going to start speeding up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Chat, you want to check the chat?
That is actually the last one we've got for the year.
Sweet, let's get to artists.
Just having a very quick look to see if there's anything in chat. There is one thing that I did see earlier. I'm just trying to see who actually said it.
Yeah.
And that was Dan Kaplinger saying, to the perfect way to summarize this all up, it was a hot bug summer.
Hell
Yes.
yes. It was a hot bug summer, kids. I predicted it. Wait, where's my thing? Oh, this has got paint in it, but whatever.
So, and that's
Hot
what we're
bug
leaving
summer!
this
I called it.
Absolutely.
Now let's move on to artists.
Marco, every so often I look at your shirt and it gets a bit Slaneshi content in here because it looks kind of like skin color. I'm
What?
like, oh, Marco is taking a page out of Simon's book, sculpting shirtless or working shirtless with black latex gloves. Yeah, that's right, Simon. I'm talking about you. Walk by, give me the eye. All right. Yeah, so I wanted us to be done in about 13 minutes time. I don't know if that's going to happen. Let's go through some cool Xenos artists that we discovered this year. I'll try and be quick. Persnickety Sculptor, so fucking cool. I can't remember if it was exactly this year, but I feel like Persnickety Sculptor has blown up in the last year. Really interesting use, really fleeky use of memes, first of all, but really interesting use of different Tyranid bits for amazing, amazing creations. If you're not following Persnickety Sculptor, make sure to check him out. He inspired me for my like display board for my Tyranids with this bit where he used like this construction compound and slapped it on stuff. Like, I think one day I might be getting a commissioned piece from him, which I'm super excited about. But yeah, just so many interesting conversions. So that's my number one. And then my number two is the Fester and I always want to call it the Fester and the Rot. The Fester and Rot. So this is someone who lives in my city, Martin. I'd met him before when he did a Nurgle Force, but this year he did this amazing, super diverse Xenos Force for Armies on Parade. Every Xenos is different. Every single critter in here is different. And to show you just how broad that is, here is some photos that I took of his display board. Hold on a sec. What's this? Oh, that's not what I want. Yeah, just so many cool conversions in here. So many different kits used in very interesting ways. He did a whole like spaceship to display them in. There was like a working like cargo bay. Just amazing. Amazing. Super talented dude. So much creativity in this one force. He won best overall at Armies on Parade. He definitely deserved it. So congratulations, Martin. Very well played. I think he's up top. All right, that's it for me. Symbio, do you want to go next?
Okay, let's
Here's Martin.
see if I can get this how I want it.
Oh, and if you want to follow Martin, he's the Fester and Rot on Instagram. Hold on, Symbio. I can see it. We're good. I can see a war turkey.
So,
There you go.
yeah, first off, first off, we have weird witticism, and you might ask yourself, wait, that is a very fantasy-esque miniature. This happened in January, and I do not want you to forget or think about that there are Imperial Rough Riders out there, and they are basically riding on Xenos most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have ideas for Xenos or want Xenos, but sadly you are sworn to the Emperor, you still have a chance to fit them in your army.
Fantastic. I love it.
Next thing, mini painting 40k shows us that there are good options to still make a Malanthrope DIY. That is end of January. Then we have a very exciting piece. Oh, wait, no. That spindle drones. Why are there not enough spindle drones? Totally not spindle drones, 3D printable. If you know third-party people who are offering spindle drone-esque STLs, let me know.
Wait, who is this? What's the name? Huss, bro.
I don't.
How do I spell it? I can't see it.
H.
Roth
H.
Found
H
it.
Valor Lundy.
Found it. HRO got me there.
Yeah. Stop the stream. Read it. Write it down. Something like that. Next.
Zoom in and enhance.
if you want a very, very
Hot, yes,
easy,
damn, Blog de Cousin. Oh, frig, I love
doable
that.
Morgan Raw,
Oh,
this
wow.
is the way to go. And as you can see, very easy accessible bits, and I think also a very easy conversion. That was
Wow.
done in February.
Cousess. I love Blog. What? Why isn't it? Was it Blog de
you
Cousess?
need to slow down. Links.
These guys, like, okay, so if you're familiar with, God, he's one of the Games Workshop designers. I can't remember his name. I feel like an idiot. Can someone say me for myself? Maxime? Is it Maxime Pastruel? He's the,
Yes.
he's the French designer at Games Workshop who does Blog de Couze with his buds. And there's so much good stuff on here, especially if you like Dark Eldar. There's a lot of good like Dark Eldar stuff. All kinds of good stuff. So Symbio, that's where he found his Mog and Raw. But definitely make sure that they're not as active right now, but you could go to their blog and just like read back through years for really great inspiration. Go check out Blog de Couze on, or Couzis if you're speaking English. And check out
Just
their
love
blog.
your French.
Huh?
Link in the chat.
Thanks. Symbio, you got
Okay.
any more? Oh, wait. Bargaze.
Next one, our own High Fleet Barghest. Look at this beautiful creature that is
Party.
almost done, like everything High Fleet Barghest does. Next
Is that
one,
a
and
callback?
I love that one to death. Epic Taco 06. This one is made in March, and we did not 100% know at the time that we might get new Tyranids in any sort of way, but an excellent use of the fleece of the Necromunda Wastelands, and also very creepy, very alien.
I hadn't seen that. That's amazing.
Nothing to not love about that. And of course, fix the fucking barb gowns. Add a bigger gun made by
That looks cool. I haven't seen this one. Wait, this is you? No, this isn't you.
Excellent work there. Also, excellent use of some very old terrain you find in the old Genestealer kits. Added some of the
Ooh, that's a good solution.
tentacles by the Venomthropes done by Atarus 3. Moving on to fix the fucking
Okay,
Bobgons made
yo,
by
Symbio,
non-standard.
you were supposed to pick one artist. I picked two. You're going to like friggin'...
Yes, but I'm faster than you.
Jeez.
God
Moving
damn it.
on.
You can be faster than
Parasite
us. I've still got to fight you to put him into the YouTube
Para-
chat.
Enough. We need to
Parasite
get
of-
someone else in here. I think you've done enough, Symbio. Okay, you're good.
Parasite
You're
of
good.
Vortex, wonderful. And of course, use Seraphon in combination with Admech and
Just let him go.
I'm out.
Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, Symbio Joe, that's all that we have time for tonight. Oh, thank you so much for scraping the entirety of friggin' hobby Instagram for your recommendations. Oh. All right.
Jeez.
Marco or Simon? Simon, you go first.
Yeah, I had very little time to prepare this. So I'm
You just need
going
one.
with the one that really stuck to my head. And that's Plastic Krakov's incredible Armies on Parade build.
Yes.
Because 40K is all about cranking up dimensions to 11, and having this face in there just does this very thing. It makes it look, it plays with the perspective and with the ratio of things.
Yeah.
And this whole planet is... Why are we looking at boobs? Okay. This whole planet is just
I don't know why
one
you're
person.
looking at boobs.
That's what you're looking at. I'm just looking at Brie Larson.
Apparently Instagram wants to serve me boobs. I've got the thing up. You guys are slow.
And the incredible, or the kind of sad
Sorry, are you
part
still talking
is
about Brie Larson? The incredible... I had to.
Simon, what's up?
The sad part is that this whole table has been torn apart.
It
It
has?
doesn't exist anymore.
What? He said that?
What?
I missed that. Well, he did put in like a buttload of work on it,
Why does
and I think he was a little frustrated that not only was it not featured on the Games Workshop, otherwise known as Space Marines, All the Time Space Marines, Armies on Parade feature, but also he entered it at his local Games Workshop. There were 2 boards there, his and another one with some like Chaos Knights on it, and the other one beat him, and it was like by popular vote, and the voting was only open for like an hour, and it seemed kind of weird and sad that this didn't get fair consideration.
This is so fucked up. This is the reason why I hate competitions like that.
Yeah.
Because
Was
this
it?
is nonsense.
I remember seeing that.
This honestly, this really has
It's a
blown
backup,
my
sorry.
mind and kind of opened up the perspective on ratios on the tabletop.
Cool. Lynn, what were you saying?
I thought I
and
saw it. Like,
if you
as
recognize
in
Plastic Crack Carl's name, it's because Plastic Crack Carl won
Like,
gold
something
a
like
couple years back.
his stuff. No, as in, like, I remember seeing this board, not from Plastic Crack Carl, but like a honorable mention or something like that elsewhere. I remember seeing it somewhere elsewhere, that board, but I can't
I
remember
don't
if
think it was
on.
Games Workshop.
It's
Someone
not on
else
the
may
actual
have.
Armies on Parade. It wasn't on the Armies on Parade article, but I thought I saw it maybe on their Instagram or
Oh, really?
sorry,
I don't know.
like, or something like that. But I remember seeing it outside.
Okay, well, you look into
Plastic Crack
that,
Carl's, I was like,
Simon.
I know that board.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Simon, thank you for sharing this. I was following along closely with Plastic Crack Carl, sending him messages. Sent some messages when he didn't win. I was just disappointed because I think this is really cool. And as soon as I saw that head that you were describing, in that board, like I think it was this shot when he was first working on it, and you could see the face and like the hands emerging from the board. It felt like it was AI art. Like I felt like I was like, what am I seeing here? So
Yeah.
it did it for me in a big way. He said that it's a 3D print of Napoleon Bonaparte's death mask. That's what the head is, which is pretty creepy.
Whatever it is, it works perfectly well.
Yeah. All right, cool. Marco, who's your pick?
Yes. I'll be comparatively quick. For me, it's an easy answer. Or yeah, well, I'm not as active as all of you on Instagram, especially this year. I've not been very active.
Yeah.
But the one artist I would like to name for myself, which I didn't discover this year. I knew that he was around before, but which I totally only realized this year how good he really is Borneo 24.
Borneo! Borneo! Oh, Borneo.
He's mainly doing crude character pieces, and every single one is cover piece material. Like every single pose, details, mood, theme is pitch perfect. And most of the time I see something new from him, my jaw just drops to the floor because I think perfect. So yeah, that's my the name I'd like to nominate for this year.
Borneo
really makes me
424.
Really makes me interested in Crude again. I truly hope that's a new Crude next year.
Borneo, I fucking hate you because I couldn't get Marco interested in Crude again, no matter how hard I tried. And you just waltz in here with your freaking Crude, riding a Crude on a stick in the woods. Where does he source all these sticks? Is it the same stick? Does he just rip the model off and base it on the same stick? All of his bases are very similar. He's got a vibe.
Yes.
But it's good for posing. Like, as Marco showed us with his, like, undersea stuff, corals, starfishes, whatever, that were harvested humanely and not whatever. That having a shape like that is really good for posing a model because you can stand on all different parts of it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Get out there, follow Bonio424. Because, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing conversions. And thank you, Borneo, for bringing Marco back to the crew. Although, I will believe it when I see it.
Well, Well, maybe not next year, but maybe the year after.
Okay.
Why not?
Well, because you're going to be too busy doing awesome Tyranids next year, right?
Well, I have done an army commission for painting Tyranids for me, which starts in May, and before that I have to complete a Genestealer army. So my projects for at least the next 8 months are done, pretty much.
Cool. That's
So
good.
yeah,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'm gonna build a lot of Tyranids soon.
Wicked.
Look at this professional having blocked out his schedule so well. I don't know what I will be doing tomorrow, but he knows what he's doing the next 8 months.
Well,
He also runs a company. Like, he's got some shit going on.
I know.
Yes,
I absolutely know.
Yes, and you know, I've been decadent enough to just not do most of the painting myself anymore, but just to look for some good commission painters, and that makes it necessary to plan in advance, which is not always cool, but yeah. I'm really looking forward to the Genestealer Cult and Tyranid armies next year. I'm really looking forward to them.
Sweet, me too.
I'm just a tease.
Yes, it's all fine.
Tease.
Especially after I've heard that a certain modern synthesist and a certain for Hydra pledged to contribute something to the Genestealer Cult.
Hey, you pledged to contribute something back to me, and I might need that for an event this year. So we got to figure this out, because I didn't know if we were moving forward. I hadn't heard the green light. So if we're moving forward, let's figure this out.
I'm looking forward to do it. Awesome.
Oh,
Simon, you hear that? You got to take the fisherman, put him on a boat, send him over to Canada soon.
Good.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
That'll be fun. That'll be a cool collaboration, folks. Stay tuned for that. The creature conference. Coming together. Flynn, who's your Xenos artist?
There's one bit very based off for Borneo. So Vermis has said in chat, Borneo actually put me off getting back into Kroot because I will never come close to matching that quality.
Yeah.
And Vermis, I have one thing to say to you. Fuck that. Do what you want to do.
Agreed, Vermis. I need to see your Kroot. That is a very convenient excuse. I don't buy it. Get on it, buddy. As someone said to me today when I told them that I was thinking about doing a Ronin-themed Eldar Force, I'm like, but that metaphor has been done to death. And he's like, yeah, but you haven't done it yet. So, though other people have cool Kroot, Vermis, I want to see your Kroot.
Also, if we were to do that with Tyranid sculpting, we see Hydra sculpting, none of us would sculpt again.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
Okay,
I'll go into my bit. No,
Flynn, who's your artist? Come on.
The artist, the big one that I wanted to do is called Paint. JAME_paint.
Right, we're getting quicker so we don't distract Hydra with
now this person has very recently been they it's synthwave Tyranids.
Flynn, your audio's messing up, man.
They look absolutely amazing.
Going fast and slow and
synthwave. Yeah, synthwave Tyranids is I think what you need to know, Nick. The design, the way they paint. Yes, they have done a conversion where the armor plates are the wrong way round, but look past it. The paint job is amazing. Like,
yeah, there's a couple of those.
They just look really cool. No, it's only one model they've actually done it on, but
this one
posted it a few times.
Plates are backwards. I believe the plates are backwards on the front of the barrel. Oh no, wait, no, that's right.
Oh, I can see it. I can't see if it's the X Queen or not, but yeah, but they've got one maybe, but they just the paint job looks amazing for it, and like they've done a few tutorials, so definitely check them out.
Yeah, they're
two other
cool.
things I want to say.
Them.
Yeah, which is very going to be very, very short. We have welcome back from the Warp Shadow Fold 2 people. Oh. Number one is Frankie.
Flynn, you're messing up again.
The second. So 2 people from Warp Shadow have come back.
Hey, Simon, want to see Brie Larson?
And Hive No.
Apparently that just lives on my Discover now. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we've actually welcomed back
yeah,
more people than just
that's
those
it.
2 people from the Warp Shadow Fold. There's a couple of folks who have showed up, but Frankendoodle, yes, is someone who we used to chat with over on Warp Shadow back in the day, and he's exploded on Tyranids this year, doing
Yes.
some real cool stuff. Like, was our overall winner for November for this amazing scratch sculpt, and then just a really cool scheme. So check out Frankendoodle 65. Sorry, Flynn, who was the other person that came back?
Hive Node, but their Instagram's private, so I'm not going to say what it is.
Oh, okay.
The other thing I'm going to say just about November, post for winners will resume Boxing Day on the 27th. I haven't decided which.
Cool.
I'm just not doing it for the next few days.
You're allowed. One thing, chat, let us know if you've discovered a cool Xenos artist in the last year, because we want to hear about that too. Slap that in the chat. I don't know if people already have.
Put
but...
that
What?
at in the chat, because you can't post it if you're not a mod. Just so chat are aware.
Oh yeah, just put their name.
Type their
Don't
name
post a link. Just say like, oh, the artist I discovered is, and then put like their Instagram handle or whatever.
Or if you're watching this later, just hit them under in the comments.
Oh yeah, you can probably put links in the comments. I don't know. I just for some reason don't want to put links in the chat.
No, they can't if they're not a moderator for the comments.
Well, fancy do.
Vermis, shut up with that stuff, saying Frank actually put me off getting back into NIDS because I will never come close back to
Vermis just needs some excuses to not do any of the cool things. He's just looking for, it's like, quick, someone give me an excuse. Okay, thank God.
Vermis, we refer to our previous point.
Yeah, if in case you weren't keeping track, Vermis won best overall in June Sealer this year with an amazing bevy of Gene Sealer sculpts or sketches, and Vermis might be a better sculptor than a sketch. I don't know. You're friggin' good at both the things you do. So I don't like these excuses about how you're never going to make some models, because I need to see more models from you. Because I was like, I'm going to make an Orcs Gene Stealer, blah, blah, blah. And I like kit bashed whatever. And then Vermis sculpted one that was like absolutely perfect. So we need more of that. Okay, I think that's all of our artists, right? That we were going to go over.
I think so, yes.
Okay. And yeah, I unfortunately have to call this soon because we started late. That's my fault. I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to finish at 5:30 my time. We're 10 minutes over, but Nora and I have to truck it to a friend's dinner where we've been told that we will be seated at the table at exactly 7 o'clock and no later. So I don't want to make us late.
Be German, be punctual.
Yes. You wait, punctual and drunk?
Go that side.
Arrive with beer?
Yeah, good options. That's the Irish option.
Sorry, what did you say, Hydra?
Mixed with the German option.
I said 5 Minuten vor der Zeit.
What does that mean?
Das deutschen Pünktlichkeit.
5 minutes, you've got to go.
That's rhyme. That means 5 minutes before you have to be there. That's when the German's there.
Ah, they're also the Japanese. If you're on time, you're late in Japan.
My good old friend Agis always quoted a Warhammer quote on that and said, on time, on target.
Well, thanks to all of you for being on time and on target this year and contributing so much to this wild, weird creature conference show that we do every other Friday. It's very late for you Germans. I know it's even late for Flynnhammer, but you stick it out and I appreciate it. And it's been a great year to be doing this together, especially with all of our fun Tyranid models that have come out. We've had so much to talk about. So yeah, I think we'll still have more to talk about in the coming year, even if it's not a bunch of new Tyranids. So thank you, Marco. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Symbio. Thank you, Flynn. And thank you to all the other hosts who couldn't join us tonight. So the Darth Bobs and Kajans and Will K's Tactical D-Bags. Nora's like, is his name actually Tactical D-Bag? I'm like, yeah. She's like, why did he choose Tactical D-Bag? I'm like, I think it's probably a game thing. She's like, is he a D-Bag? I'm like, no, he's the sweetest man on the planet. So, I don't know.
It's his name on his doorbell, I'm sure.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh,
Tactical D period bag. What?
One thing we need to do. Diana isn't here to remind us.
Oh,
so
dang.
I just remembered it. And that is, if you've enjoyed the stream, please like it. If you don't follow us yet, don't follow Mr. Pink yet, just drop a subscribe. If you're
Mhm.
watching this later on, drop a comment of what you thought of our shenanigans of stupidity and
Shenanigans, I like
celebratory
that.
year. And ring that bell as well. And if you want to get other people to know about us, share that stream and welcome to anybody new watching us.
You kind of broke up there at the end, buddy. Yeah, if you want to support,
anyone
you can
new
support on
watching us?
Patreon. There's also a link in the description to Fenris Workshop if you live in North America. You can place orders from them, and I have an affiliate link with them. Some folks have already done that. I've been like bumped up to the next affiliate tier at Fenris, so I really appreciate all the folks who have used that. So thank you. And yeah, we will chat again soon. I don't know what the stream schedule is going to be until the new year, because everyone has different schedules next week. So we might do an impromptu stream. We might not. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube, and you will get a notification anytime that I go to stream. And anytime that I plan to stream, I try to schedule it in advance. But yeah, in the new year, we'll either start the new year off with a creature conference, or it'll probably be another creature conference rather than a Work in Progress Wednesday if everyone's available. But yeah, look, this is episode 102. Look forward to the next 20 or 30 or so we're going to get through in the next year.
Oh, was this 101?
102. Last time was 101.
Well, no, it was last week.
Our award show was 101.
Good.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Yes, everyone, thank you, Symbio. Have a happy holidays, happy new year, Kwanzaa, Giftmas, whatever you want to call it. I hope that the Sky Mother is very kind to you and brings you plenty of biomass, however, whatever shape that biomass may take. And yeah. You guys want
Laugh
to do
and
some...
tentacle.
Yeah, Marco, go for your final thought.
Laugh and tentacles. That's all I can say.
Oh
Hugs
yeah,
to you all.
baby. Oh yeah. Symbio, final thought.
Joy to the world, we all will get eaten.
There you go. Hydra, final thought.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
This is getting epic. Flynn, final thought. Hope you can compete.
Gorge yourself on biomass this Christmas.
Fantastic. And Marco stole mine with Love and Tentacles. So I'm going to wish you all happy hobby days and a very creative new year. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.